Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I have a few very interesting articles for you. In this video, we'll be running through, the first one's from the Daily Hodl. And it's titled, Ripple Launches Push to Make XRP Ledger Integral Part of Central Bank Digital Currency Movement. And what they're talking about here ultimately was a job posting, which has led many in the XRP community to believe that there is an actual push for central bank digital currencies to be launched on the XRP Ledger. Now look, that would be, in a way, just fantastic. Because if you think about it, because what we're talking about is there's a decentralized exchange built into the XRP Ledger, and so you can issue an asset representing anything. It could be Skittles. Here's a Skittle coin on the XRP Ledger if you want, or gummy bears, or I don't know, man. Just whatever. They're just representations of whatever you want, and they're centralized in that sense, and they do require trust, even though the XRP Ledger is certainly sufficiently decentralized. But that would require trust lines, which means that XRP would actually have to be used. And so if this actually happened, that could be freaking gigantic. But I don't believe for a moment that's going to be the case, and I will share with you why. And so, look, there are so many legitimate reasons to be excited about XRP, but this is a non-hype channel. I only want the truth. I mean, we've been having a blast talking about XRP price action. Like, that is amazing, and that is the real world. And so I just want to stay grounded in reality. And so if I'm wrong about this, I'll be thrilled, and I don't think I'm wrong. I really don't think I'm wrong. And then we've got this article. This is cool. From AMB Crypto. Ripple CEO on Bitcoin XRP. Institutional investor interest is skyrocketing. But before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you would please ever so delicately tap the like button, I'd appreciate the support. And also, if you happen to be like me and you're just a fan of engaging in critical thinking and you value that more than pure hype, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. Don't cost nothing, son. So anyway, Ripple is pushing to bring the XRP Ledger to the world of central bank digital currencies. The San Francisco startup is looking to hire a senior director of central bank engagements, according to a new job listing. Now, this in particular is not surprising. We'd seen very recently Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, talk about how central banks around the world had been reaching out to Ripple about utilizing the XRP Ledger open source code to perhaps launch their own cryptocurrency. But understand, so I know where people's minds went, and that's why you're thinking, okay, built-in decentralized exchange, I get it. You're thinking they're going to issue it on the XRP Ledger, and the crowd goes wild. Yeah, sounds amazing, except for it's not going to happen, and I'll explain why in a moment. But here's what, I just want to read the top part of this. This is what the job listing says. Ripple is looking for a leader to lead our strategy, partnerships, and project work with central banks around the world, with an initial focus on supporting their central bank digital currency initiatives on XRP Ledger. And so just to be clear here, the XRP Ledger is open source, so they can take the code, and if they think that there are good attributes, they can take it and copy the parts they like, gut the rest if they need to, and then move forward with it. Now, XRP Ledger is unquestionably decentralized. It's easy to argue, and David Schwartz, Ripple CTO, co-creator of the XRP Ledger, David Schwartz has argued that, and quite successfully in my mind, that XRP, the XRP Ledger, it's more decentralized than the Bitcoin blockchain. And I think that he's made some really strong cases as to why that is the case. And not the least of which is the fact that there's centralized mining going on in China right now. I mean, we're not going to live in denial like the Bitcoin maxis. Sorry, but that's a fair critique, my friends, right? And so, if you're a central bank, are you going to give up your monetary sovereignty? That's at the core of this, because the answer, if you're going to issue your central bank digital currency, even though the asset itself, it requires trust and it would be centralized itself, if you're going to launch that on a decentralized platform, you don't have full control over your monetary sovereignty. And I don't think any nation's going to be willing for a moment to give that up. And so this whole concept, it's going to look, when central bank digital currencies increasingly come out, they're going to be on centralized platforms. They just are. And the first one, by the way, it was just launched. It was the Bahamas. They beat the Chinese, in fact. I always thought, well, it seemed likely anyway, that the Chinese would be the first getting their central bank digital currency out. But no, out of nowhere, the Bahamas like, hey, we launched ours. And that was a proprietary chain that they used there. Why would you want it? Why would you want your fiat currency, which you print into oblivion if you're a government, because that's just what governments do? Why would you want that to be decentralized? It would be freaking nuts. Now, if a country does this for some reason that I can't fathom, I'll rejoice with you, and that would be fine. I'll be like, okay, I was wrong, and I'd be happy to admit that. That's fine. I'm not going to be right about everything, but this seems so bonkers to me that I happen to feel strongly as a result. And again, if I'm wrong, fine. I'll always admit if I'm wrong. Just present data. That's fine, because I'm not a Mr. Know-it-all. I can be wrong about stuff, most certainly, and I want to believe as many true things as possible. So if something comes out and like, hey, this is actually happening, super duper, and I'll talk about it because it would make for an interesting video on the channel. That's for sure as well, right? But don't hold your breath on the idea of central bank digital currencies getting launched on the XRP Ledger, my friends. I think it's just, to me, it's just like a bonkers concept. But there's all sorts of cool stuff happening too. Again, this piece from Amy Crypto. Ripple CEO on Bitcoin XRP. Institutional investor interest is skyrocketing. Bitcoin's recent rally has been driving up much interest in the crypto market at large, with Bitcoin attracting several notable investors. In that regard, CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, acknowledged in a recent tweet, that institutional investor interest in cryptocurrencies has been on the rise. In his tweet, the CEO said, quote, "Never a dull moment in crypto. Institutional investor interest is skyrocketing. Industry growth comes down to real-world utility." Now, Garlinghouse further added that Bitcoin was a real store of value and useful as a hedge against inflation. And he said, quote, "As a store of value, Bitcoin is an extremely useful inflation hedge." And so it's always interesting to me, too, like, you can use XRP as a store of value as well. So, like, my humble opinion is that those cryptocurrencies that solve a real-world problem, that's a representation of value. And if there's an asset on the open market that represents true value, it deserves to have an open market price in perpetuity that really, should adoption continue, real world meaningful adoption, and should more people enter the space where such can be traded, one would think that the price of that would simply rise over time. Perhaps quite a bit, because in the case of XRP, markets are illiquid. But the cool thing is, such cryptocurrencies as I'm describing here, those, if they're driving value in addition to what they're already doing, they will get that store of value money flowing in as well, right? Because if you're jumping into the space, if you're an institutional player, if you're a retail speculator jumping in, you're like, wait a minute, so businesses businesses do need, in the world today even, XRP in order to conduct their business models. That's literally true. Well, might this have some staying power then? If people believe that is the case, well, maybe they'll park some of their money in XRP, and maybe it actually increases. So I'm just saying, man, cool stuff. Then we've got this from CryptoComes.com. XRP fork Flare, supported by top 25 exchange, shares update for self-custody holders. Right, and so I'm going to talk more, frankly, about Spark in another video. Might get to it tomorrow, depending on how much is in the news and how much time I have. But I just want to share with you, there's just an increasing number of cryptocurrency exchanges out there. And I've got some more information about the distribution of XRP. I'm just not going to get to it in this video. I only have so much time. So I just wanted to mention it, to let you know that it's coming up, and I am going to be talking about this. But it's interesting because once Flare hits the market, there's concern, and I think it's fair concern on their part that there's just going to be this frenzy to unload all of their, like, quote, free money, the Spark tokens that we're all able to claim. And so they're actually functionally limiting the way in which it's distributed. So I'll have a whole separate video. Like, there's enough to say on that I think it just deserves its own, like, full video on the topic. But anyway, you can see here another top league cryptocurrency exchange from South Korea has joined the team of Spark airdrop supporters. And what was the name? Is it Coin One? There we go. According to the official announcement by the Flare Networks team, top tier exchange Coin One will assist its XRP holders in claiming Spark tokens. The announcement is a crucial one, as Coin One is an influential provider of Korean won liquidity to crypto markets. And so this is truly a global thing here. And one day, when Spark is traded on all sorts of cryptocurrency exchanges, I mean, we can only imagine. Because think about the rally we've been seeing with XRP, and now imagine we've got that many, however much XRP hold, now imagine you've got that many Spark tokens at a minimum, and now that starts going wild. This could get truly nutty and incredible. But I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes. I have a crystal ball, but it's broken AF, so I can't really tell you how this is going to unfold. But anyway, that is it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.